Good morning, everyone. Happy Pancake Tuesday.
Quiet on set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
We've just been and had a wonderful pancake breakfast at this place called Sisters & Co in Toronto. We are now heading to Casa Loma, which is another must-see site. We had a bit of a palaver yesterday, which I didn't mention. Basically, for some reason, it's really not like me. I didn't book tonight in Toronto, so we would have had to check out this morning, and then obviously the hotel is booked for tomorrow night in Boston. So tonight, I don't know why, like, honestly, I'm so confused. But thankfully, some guardian angel is looking after us. She had availability for tonight, so we won't in fact be homeless. Not that I thought it would be the case anyway, we would have just found somewhere else. It's not that dramatic. It's really sad. It's our last day in Toronto. I'm someone that I'm very sentimental. I like to be like, oh, it's our last full day, and like, you know, drag it out and be like, oh, it's our last breakfast, our last, so yeah, it's our last full day. Very sad. As I mentioned maybe a little bit yesterday, because we've been here for a while, it's like our 21st day, 22nd day away from home. We are a little bit tired. We are a little bit worn out, so we're taking everything at a steadily pace. I think New York, we were like, go, 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 go. It's our first week, like so excited, and then now we're a bit like, oh my god, I just want to go home and watch a show. But obviously we're here to see things, but we're not gonna rush ourselves. It was snowing this morning. I didn't film it because it was literally for like 5 minutes. We're gonna go to Casa Loma, and then there's the distillery and the market to see. Currently in the car today just because Casa Loma was very far. If you do want to go and see it, I think our host said it was about $15 each. Parking there's $15, so obviously that's cheaper than both of us paying $15 to get there. I hope that you guys are enjoying the vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in Casa Loma. Not bad for a conservatory. Wow, this is the top. Oh, it's freezing. You can see the view of the city from here. Look, so X-Men, scenes from X-Men was shot here, and what I'm most excited about is The Vow. I had no clue The Vow was shot here. It's like one of my favourite films. Look, they've got Sarah Jessica Parker, Sarah, Jean-Claude. How cool. They got Jackie Chan. This is insane. Vin Diesel. Chris Evans. This one doesn't really look that much like him. Mike Tyson. Richard Gere. We're celebrities now. We're in the Celebrities Hall of Fame. The lighting is so good. Yeah, look at the lighting. Mike Myers and Jessica Alba. Oh, may you rest in peace. So we've just come into St. Lawrence Market and it's got loads of lovely places to eat and fresh food. So we're gonna find somewhere to have some late lunch, early dinner. We're going to Paddington's, which looks really lovely. This looks amazing. I'm so hungry, I'm so excited for this. Wowee, look how many cakes. So we're in the Distillery District, which apparently is full of lovely bars and restaurants. I think you might have to pay to go in, I'm not sure. But it's lovely around here. Look how cool. The Ordinary have their own bougie shop here in Canada. So lovely. I shan't be going in because I worry I might buy something, but it's lovely nonetheless. Hi everyone, Ben and Nat here. So I thought I'd just jump in because there isn't much context to the clips that you're going to see. So the clips you're going to see are me and Ben basically travelling down from Toronto to Boston. It should have been about an 8-hour trip, ended up being around like 9.5. And I basically woke up with the worst sore throat of my life. I do suffer from tonsillitis now and again, and it was kind of that sort of feeling, although like my tonsils were fine, there was no like spots or, you know, anything like that. But yeah, it just felt like I had stinging nettles in my throat every time I swallowed, and it was just awful. And you know when it happens on the day that you're like, why, out of all of the days, the day that I need to drive for 8 hours, because Ben wasn't insured on the car, so it had to be me. That was bad luck number one. Obviously there was nothing much I can do. I went to the pharmacy, I got some numbing spray, and I was just keeping up with the ibuprofen / paracetamol throughout the drive. And then number two was, I don't even know how to explain this properly because it was a whole palaver, but basically there was a snowstorm coming to Toronto, and also it basically was following us on the way to Boston. So when we woke up, we were like, oh, it's snowing, how wonderful. But actually our host was like, you need to get into your car and you need to go. So got into a car and we left a bit earlier than what we intended to. Thankfully we had packed. We were so lucky with the weather, by the way. We were expecting -20. The week before we went to Boston, the guy said it was like -40. I think that's Fahrenheit. Yeah, we were so lucky. The temperatures were so mild when we were there, and we knew that, you know, going in this period would probably mean disruptions, especially because we were traveling by car. So we jumped into the car and the blizzard started as we were going. Thankfully the journey was fairly okay until we got to the last 2 hours where a snow blizzard fully hit. Weirdly, I wasn't like anxious or anything or worried, mostly because I was in this huge like Jeep, so I felt secure. But just an FYI, my dad did tell me this, but not that I didn't believe him, but my dad went to America ages ago and he said like there's no cat's eyes on the roads. I think that's an English thing. Cat's eyes are basically those things that light up to show you the lane, and he was correct. There are no cat's eyes, there are no like lampposts, there are some scattered now and again. So not only was I driving in a blizzard for the last 2 hours, I was driving in a blizzard in the dark with ice on the road. So that was interesting. It wasn't the smoothest journey, alongside the fact that I had a sore throat, but as I said, we took it very slowly and it ended up being fine. But when we arrived at the hotel, it really started to get worse and worse and worse. And because we were staying in an airport hotel, we had all of the screens of all the flights. It was like cancelled. You would have probably seen it in the news. So another worry once we arrived at the hotel was that we genuinely wouldn't be able to get our flight from Boston to New York, and that was our connecting flight because our flight home was from New York. We had thought of some alternatives like taking the train or whatever, but our flight wasn't cancelled as of yet, but every other flight around it was, but the common theme was that it was flights that were heading towards like Montreal, so like above Boston rather than kind of going south. So we went to bed, went to sleep, and got an early alarm clock in the morning. We woke up in the morning, the flight was still going, and we basically booked a shuttle. When we were on the shuttle to go to the airport, also bear in mind, even though our flight wasn't cancelled, I am a very anxious flyer, always have been, probably always will. I obviously fly because you have to fly to get to your destination, but I'm terrified. And apart from the fact that our flight might be cancelled, the thing that was worrying me more was flying in that weather. It was a blizzard, there was snow everywhere, and the guy on the shuttle was like telling us the story that a week before we got to Boston, so this was before our first time in Boston, a lady went out to do a shop. She sat down on a bench and she froze to death. That's how cold it gets in Boston. So anyway, we get to the airport, our flight takes off, and it was the most terrifying flight of my life. I genuinely thought that I was going to die. I mean, at the back of my head, obviously, I was like, you're not gonna die, it's turbulent. I know that realistically, the plane doesn't fall, but it literally felt like the plane fell. It went down so quickly and so much, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I was shitting myself, and Ben was too, and Ben is usually someone that doesn't really, like, obviously to me he was like, no, it's fine, but he then said after that it was one of the worst flights of his life. The people on the plane, and bear in mind we were one of the only planes flying out, so in my head I was like, this is not safe. So I was the only one crying on this plane. Like, everyone else was like, yeah, this is normal, as if dropping every second, like going up, drop, up, drop, up, drop was like normal to them. I don't know. So yeah, it was a bit of a traumatic last day. It was quite an experience, so now that you have that context, you can watch the rest of the vlog and kind of understand what's going on a little bit more. Hi everyone, so after a lot of requests from Ben, we've finally got Chick-Fil-A. First impression, it looks so nice. They have waffle fries, which was a big dub. I feel awful. That's mine because it's iced tea. I feel really ill. And I've still got another like 4 hours and 44 to drive, so.
But she's soldiering on.
But I really don't feel good. Taste test.
Mm-hmm.
I got the grilled chicken because I'm not feeling well. I thought grilled maybe healthier.
Good? Is it good?
It's like Nando's.
Is it? Wow. I'm having the fried chicken tenders, and they are so good. But the Chick-Fil-A sauce, I can't really put my finger on what it's meant to be, but it tastes so good.
The chips are lovely. Chick-Fil-A wins so far.
Yeah, best American fast food.
The worst was Wendy's.
I didn't mind Wendy's. I haven't had any of them thought that was a bit shit.
Wendy's, I thought, you don't need to exist really.
So Wendy's probably wins on like value for money, but it was the worst quality food we had because it was the cheapest. Checking the bags in. So you keep these. Give the people an update, what's happening?
So we've just arrived at the airport. My camera's out of charge, I do apologise.
So we're filming on the phone.
But yeah, we just tagged the bags and we're going to take them to the drop-off.
What do we do?
Got the Starbucks.
And why do we do that?
You don't get this in the and then we'll start another thing.
Let's talk.
And our first flight of the day, JFK, it's snowing, it's a small plane,
And
we're at the back. You will be the party.
I also forgot to mention that they had to de-ice the plane before we left. I've never had that happen to me before, but it definitely left me feeling a little bit uneasy. I was already feeling stressed, as I mentioned before, and yeah, they were like, before you leave, we have to de-ice the plane. So yeah, that was interesting. I do also think that the lack of sleep and the long drive was definitely what added to the anxiety. So that is the end of the US vlogs. It has been a pleasure editing them for you, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I am now in kind of a weird place in my life where I have a master's to finish and I have some job decisions to make and I'm moving, so I think I'm going to have to give the YouTube a little bit of a break. I think I'm gonna give myself a month to kind of get everything sorted out. I love editing and I love making YouTube videos, but they do take up a lot of my time and I don't have time for that currently. But I am gonna come back. I love doing YouTube, so yeah, this is gonna be the last vlog for a while. Me and Ben did film a trying American sweets, so that might be up because I've already half edited it. So if I can get that, then you'll have that. But if not, it's been a pleasure, and I will probably see you all in about a month. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog series. I really enjoyed making them and looking back at the memories. If you enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what your favourite vlog was. And yeah, I will talk to you all in my next video. Love you lots. Bye.